predictions vid time. Right then, I'm going to do a little bit different to what many have done. I'm going to do a top 8, middle 8 and bottom 8, starting in alphabetical order. Accrington, they finished 21st last season. Looking at their transfer dealings, it's not looking very promising for them. Oliver Wright, under 21 keeper from Southampton, is going to help them, I think. Isaac Sinclair from Curzon Ashton, and Freddie Sass from Kings Lynn. Not the most ambitious of signings. Of the players to leave, key one is Jimmy Knowles. Jimmy Knowles had done incredibly well in non-league, and I thought that was a real big signing for him. I thought he's going to do well, but didn't really happen, and now they've sold him, so he's gone to Altrincham. So I can see them definitely being bottom 8. Barnet will be arriving with plenty of confidence after winning the National League, and they've made some interesting signings as well. They do play a very attack-minded style, high press, similar to Walsall, and scored 97 goals last season. So scoring plenty of goals, but defensively, can they hold up? Ollie Hawkins has joined them from Gillingham. Emmanuel Arsadebe from Forest Green. That is an interesting one. I can't see that he's going to majorly be a superstar for them. Adam Senior from centre-back from Halifax is a good addition. Owen Evans has joined them from Cheltenham. So what's Owen Evans going to do? We've seen the good and the bad from Owen Evans. This one, a few have sort of suggested they're going to be heading for back-to-back promotions, but I'm going to be a bit more cautious for them, and I'm going to put Barnet in the middle 8. Barrow, 16th last season, disappointing really, but it's who they've let go that has sort of surprised me. But let's have a look. Players that they've brought in: Raheem Harper from Port Vale, Jack Earing. If he is fit and stays fit, that's going to be one superb acquisition for them. But as Walsall fans know, keeping Jack Earing fit is the biggest challenge of all. Kane Hemmings is going to bring experience for them up front. Tyler Walker from Lincoln as well. So some good changes there. But let's have a look, shall we? The players that have gone. Dom Telford didn't really work out for him, did he? Jed Garner, he's gone as well. Emil Aqua, a player I really liked, has gone to Dundee. Theo Vassell, he played about 36-37 games for him last season, scored 5 or 6 goals, and he's been released and still without a club. I think it's a player Walsall could pick up. So, what do we think is going to happen with Barrow? I'm not over impressed with the dealings. Obviously, Elvis Presley, Aaron Presley has left them as well. So, a lot of good quality leaving them, but they finished 16th, so maybe they needed a bit of switch round. I think middle 8 is where we'll see Barrow. Bristol Rovers, of course, relegated from League One and had a mass exodus, or a wipe of lots of players sort of leaving them. And it looks like, apart from Jerry Lawrence and Jamie Lindsay, none of the others have found clubs. So says a lot about them. Players they've brought in, Alfie Kilgore, centre-back from Mansfield, is perhaps the pick, perhaps, or Jack Sparks from Peterborough, and Ryan Howley from Coventry. Bristol Rovers, they're going to bounce straight back up. They've got a certain Isaac Hutchinson in there. He'll be surprised to be back in League Two. Can they push back up again? I think they're going to surprise a few. And I think Bristol Rovers are going to be in the bottom 8. Bromley finished 11th last year. I think they would be happy to be in and around that position again. So Bromley, don't know too much about them, if I'm honest. But I'm going Bromley, middle 8. Relegated from League One, Cambridge. How are they going to cope with the negativity that surrounded them following their relegation? Hopefully, Pelly Ruddock Mpanzu, CDM from Luton, is going to be able to steady the ship. But I still don't think the Cambridge are going to be ripping up any trees. So I'm going to put Cambridge in the middle. Cheltenham, 15th in the league last season. Lee Angle has joined them from relegated Morecambe. But I don't immediately see any great shakes coming from Cheltenham. I could see them possibly dropping into the bottom 8. I think Chesterfield would have been disappointed with 7th last season. And they've made some smart acquisitions, particularly Ryan Stirk. Did well for Walsall, but of course he did go missing in the second half of the season. But they'd already got a very good squad and good momentum. So I think Chesterfield are going to go better than 7th this season. A 10th place finish for Colchester last season. A little bit disappointing, really. They had started the season poorly, but went on a superb run and got themselves in the playoffs, and at one point thought they might even snatch 3rd, but then sort of fell away like many did. Wonder who else I'm talking about. And missed out on the playoffs. Will the Cowleys get them together and push them to greater heights this season? I think Colchester are going to be in the top 8. After their relegation from League One, Scott Lindsay has returned to Crawley. So, what can Crawley do this season? Well, they've made some smart acquisitions, I think, already. Harry McCurdy, not quite reached the heights that he was doing with Swindon. Scored an excellent goal for Bromley against Walsall, we'll very sadly recall. And Tishimanga as well, signing from Peterborough. They are very exciting players and are going to cause some trouble in League Two. Crawley, generally when teams get relegated, it's hard for them to sort of get that confidence back. So, are they going to hold top 8? I think not. I think Crawley are going to end up in the middle 8. In League Two, not many teams fell off as great as Walsall. Crewe were competing. They were right up there, looking like promotion, automatic promotion contenders, definitely playoffs, and ended up, 13th? So, disappointing drop-off for Crewe. How can they recover? Well, they've signed on loan Emre Tezgel. There was a thought that he might be coming to Walsall, so it's strange that he's gone to Crewe. But after he did well for MK Dons last season, he's pretty much been sort of sat in the reserves, getting little tiny cameos off the bench. So can he get back to firing like he was for MK Dons? Still only 19, still a young player. Can he do well? Josh Marsh has joined them as well from Harrogate, and he's a good acquisition as well. So, what do we expect of Crewe? I think they're still going to be stuck in that middle 8 again. Fleetwood finished 14th last season. At times, they were very, very impressive. And I expected them to be right up there at the very top, but wasn't to be. So what's going to happen with Fleetwood this season? Well, with the players they've brought in, James Norwood did well helping get Oldham promoted, but at 34, maybe not quite got the legs. Ched Evans, 36, another centre forward from Preston, and Will Davies. He's a little bit younger. He'll have a few more legs in him, arriving from Sutton. So, are they going to have the legs in the team up front? Or will they be the finishers? Not so sure myself. I think Fleetwood are going to be in the bottom 8. There was so much promise for Gillingham last season, and lots of chopping and changing messed them up completely. A bit more stability, I think we'll get back to what we expect from Gillingham. And Sam Vokes, arriving from Wickham, he's 35 now. Has he still got the energy to do the damage? That is the question. I think maybe they will. I think Gillingham just going to sneak into that top 8. Grimsby finished 9th last season. It was another side that looked like they were going to be in the playoffs, and then poor end of season form had them dropping out, allowing Chesterfield, of course, to just jump in there. They brought in some experience. Christy Pym, goalkeeper from Mansfield, and Jamie Walker from Bradford, attacking midfielder. So some experience coming in there. I think they're going to be top 8. Harrogate, I think, are struggling to compete financially, like many are, I guess. 18th last season was quite a good finish for them. They were sort of teetering near the trapdoor, and can their new arrivals help them keep clear of that, is the question. 28-year-old centre forward from Maidenhead, Sean McCulskey, and winger Reece Smith. 2 players that perhaps they're hoping will help to lift them up there. Mason Bennett arriving from Burton Albion as well. Can they replace the creativity and goals of Josh Marsh, who's gone to Crewe? I think they're going to be bottom 8 again. 19th last season was a horrendous season for MK Dons. Again and again, they're sort of passing the ball around and getting nowhere with it. And what can they do this season? Well, Gethin Jones from Bolton, Will Collar from Stockport, Aaron Collins from Bolton. There's some good players coming in there. Not so many changes as we had the previous season. Maybe they're learning. MK Dons, can they get it together? I think they've got a good chance of making top 8, but I think it'd be the lower end of top 8, I would guess. Newport narrowly avoided the drop last season, finishing 22nd. It's tough. I think they're struggling financially with the level as well. So how can they cope next season? Well, of course, Nick Townsend leaving them is a big loss. Can Nick Tsanev from Northampton, can he adequately replace him? They promoted a lot from the youth team, which is a good way if you haven't got big finances to do things. So interesting to see whether Moses Alexander-Walker, Morgan Evans, Sam Watkins, Riley Lonergan and Corey Evans, can any of those make the grade? Newport, I think they're going to be bottom 8 again, but I think if they survive, I think they'll be happy. A 6th place finish last season for Notts County was a good level, and but they were looking for promotion, of course. Dave McGoldrick was a big influence on the team, and with him going to Barnsley, can they get to the same levels again? They've got some good players. got a good budget. So I think they are going to be back up there. Interesting signing for them from Warsaw's perspective. Signing from York, right winger, Maz Kuyar. You remember him? 27 now. So it'll be interesting to see how he does back in League One. For Notts County, they're definitely going to be top 8. Oldham, promoted from the National League, of course. How can they do in League 2? I think they're going to find it a bit tougher than they expect. Losing James Norwood is going to be a key one for them. Donovan Daniels, though, is a good addition, and he's going to be playing alongside Manny Month. So that is a solid defensive unit. So hopefully they'll be able to shore up and not concede so many. But can they get into the top 8? I don't think so. I think Oldham are likely to be bottom 8. Salford just missed out on the playoffs, 8th place last season. What do I think they're going to do this season? Well, they were high spending at one point, but I think that spending has been curtailed a little bit. And I think they're running out of steam a little bit. I could be way wrong, but I think Salford are going to be in that middle 8. Shrewsbury, no doubt disappointed to get relegated from League One, but things aren't in a great place for Shrewsbury. If we look at the players they've bought in, Sam Clucas from Lincoln, 34. Tom Anderson, 31 from Doncaster. Anthony Scully, left winger from Portsmouth, 26. Sam Stubbs, 26 from Bradford. Tom Sang, right back from Port Vale. And Will Boyle, 29, centre back from Wrexham. Doesn't really impress me, any of those, to be honest. Max Mata, centre forward from Australia. You never know what he might do. But Shrewsbury, I think it might be a season of struggle for them. I think bottom 8. One of the form teams from the second half of last season was Swindon. Ended up finishing 12th. But definitely were going places. And they've made some interesting changes, some interesting signings. One particular, Jake Tabor, who's the highest scoring player in the whole of the football pyramid for the last 2 years. And he's already on the goal train for Swindon in pre-season. So he is going to be doing really good. Billy Bowden has joined them from Burton as well. So he'll add some experience to help him. Tom Nichols as well has moved from Mansfield. And Lewis Ward, one of the best goalkeepers in League 2 last season, has joined them from Wimbledon. So, Swindon, not many fancy them, but I see them top 8. After a disappointing season last time out, Tranmere finished 20th. Can they do better this season? They've got a key addition. Richard Smallwood is 34, but a great defensive midfielder from Bradford. It's a player that Walsall, I think, could have done with. So a great addition for them. They've also picked up Nathan Smith from Port Vale and Jason Lowe as well. Some age and experience in there, which previously, when they've gone for attacking experience, it's worked against them. But maybe this time that'll help them out. I think they'll be safe this time, and I'll see them in the middle 8. Which brings us on to my team, Walsall. Finished 4th last season. Runaway leaders until the end of January. And then things went a bit pear-shaped with Nathan Lowe going. George Hall, Jack Earing injuries certainly affected them. And then a drop in confidence. And Walsall struggled the second half of the season. They got it back a little bit against Chesterfield in the playoffs. But then Wembley was just one occasion too much for them. And it didn't happen. Made some interesting signings. Aidan Flint at 36 from Mansfield is not going to be the quickest, but he's very good at organising, and he also chips in with some goals as well. Made some canny signings from Scotland and from non-league. So we've got Courtney Clark from Eastbourne, Mason Hancock from Adrianians, and then, of course, picking up Aaron Prestley, who was at Barrow last season, on loan from Stevenage. Harrison Burke from Chester. But the player that I think, I don't want to say it too loud, I'll replace Nathan Lowe, is Johnny Stuttle. Got a few goals in pre-season already. Looking very, very useful. He could be the new never fall in love with a lone player game. But Walsall, where will we finish? Who knows? We've lost Oshie, Danny Johnson, Donovan Daniels, Jack Earing, Liam Gordon, Ryan Stirk, David Cagboo, and super goal creator and goal scorer Taylor Allen. So some big misses there. Can the new guns gel? Matt Sadler has a very clear style of play, which he'll be sticking to, which helps people to know their roles. And I suppose the problem is the opposition know what the roles are as well. But Walsall, I see as top 8 comfortably. Right then, I hope you've enjoyed that. I've got a chat through with Gabriel Sutton on Tuesday. That's tomorrow. So he'll tell me this is all rubbish. We shall see.